Hey guys, I'm coming to you from Quezon City in the Philippines. I've been living here for the past 6 months and I wanted to see if I could actually retire in the Philippines for $1,000 a month like everybody says you can do online. The daily grind of life for me in the USA started becoming really unbearable. The constant political fighting and the skyrocketing taxes and just the crap that's going on with the culture, everybody fighting with each other, felt increasingly alienating to me. And one of the changes that I found particularly hard to deal with was the trend where all the women, well, not all of them, but many of the women, they just decided that it's cool to dress and act like a man. And, it was just not appealing to me any longer. The women that I have dated throughout my life or was married to never had tattoos or piercings. They were all naturally beautiful and they didn't feel the need to ruin their looks. I couldn't help but long for the good old days in the USA. The girls I knew growing up were all soft and gentle, and they were like ladies were supposed to be. They had long hair and they wore really nice dresses and they competed for your attention and, they wanted to be noticed. And with these feelings of nostalgia and a sense of being lost in my own country, I began to explore other options online. The Philippines really piqued my interest when I, was surfing, and I spent a lot of hours online researching the country's culture and the lifestyle. But I also got a glimpse into the world of Filipino women. It just became apparent to me that the Philippines was just overflowing with so many beautiful women. And I did see online that when I was surfing around there that there were a lot of women who were scammers and they were looking for their next victim. But I also discovered that there were a lot of genuine and just kind-hearted Filipino women who were looking for a really meaningful relationship. The idea of finding someone genuine and just undeniably beautiful to share life with became, a real possibility to me. With this new hope and the promise of a fresh start, I decided to take the leap and then I relocated to the Philippines about 6 months ago. I had made some investments over the years, so I've been able to transition in what, feels kind of like an early retirement. The Philippines, with its beautiful beaches, the low cost of living, and the potential for genuine companionship, felt like a no-brainer than living the chaotic life that I left behind in the USA. After spending some time learning about living here, I'm optimistic about finding a Filipino woman who's not only super hot, but also has a kind heart. Each day in the Philippines is a new adventure to me. With my rent being just $200 a month, it's been a base for my explorations all across Manila. Living on $1,000 budget is a challenge that I set for myself, despite being able to afford more. But I wanted to prove to myself that it's really possible to retire in the Philippines on $1,000 a month and to also be into a relationship with a Filipino woman at the same time. This city wakes up really early, but I do too. And if I don't eat breakfast at home, breakfast is an easy find with the local vendors being all over on the streets. I can usually get something decent to eat for under $2, and that'll tide me over until lunchtime. My daily walks around the city have a dual purpose: exploring Manila and connecting with as many girls as possible. I really enjoy talking to women, and the women of Manila are often very approachable. Casual chats as well as some really good conversations usually leads me into getting the girls' mobile numbers, even though I don't usually follow up with them. In addition to talking to some really cute Filipino girls, I like to get out and see more exciting things to keep me busy. And this leads me to areas like Tondo and Manila. Although the reputation there might deter a lot of the foreigners, my cautious approach and my alertness, has so far kept me pretty safe. And despite the rumors, the locals there have been pretty nice and welcoming. I get a lot of people that come up to me and talk to me a lot, and they want to ask me a lot of questions. It does get old after a while, but it's fun, and I've made some really good connections there on the streets. Divisoria is really a super busy street market, and it offers a shopping experience like none other that I've seen before in my life. And it's really crazy every time I go there, and it ends up really being an adventure. And I've met a lot of hot single ladies there on Divisoria Street there while I've been shopping, and a lot of them will just come up to me and they'll want to talk. and I'll get their phone numbers, and I've thought about calling them back, but I'm kind of in a relationship with the girl right now, and so I don't want to really do anything that I shouldn't be doing. But I've also visited the Ugbo Food Street, and that's really fun too. But Manila just isn't really about daytime explorations. At night, Makati really comes alive, especially the nightlife. The loud music there from the clubs, it just draws in so many of the single women. And I've gone inside the clubs a few times to check them out, but I usually stay away from going inside the clubs because I don't want to spend a lot of money. And outside of the clubs, it's really easy to strike up a conversation. Many of the girls there, they'll have a really energetic and friendly demeanor. And in the Philippines, making connections, even in the most unexpected places, is incredibly easy. The nightlife here offers a really stark contrast to my daytime adventures, and it just adds another layer to my Manila experience. Balancing this with my practical monthly expenses ensures that I'm living pretty well and staying within my means. And I don't drink much, so I don't waste a lot of money going out partying. So many people will make the mistake of moving here, and they'll go out and they'll party every night. A lot of them will go broke trying to impress the women that they're taking out, and then they just have to end up going back to their home country. There's actually a lot of women here who live on the cheap with you if you teach them, in the beginning of your relationship that you want to live a, thrifty lifestyle. If they care for you, they'll not mind living this type of lifestyle because most Filipino women have had to budget all their lives. I'd like to take a moment to ask you guys to please hit the like button if you're enjoying this video so far. And also, if you're in the Philippines, or if you're thinking about traveling here, or if you're dating a Filipino woman, I'd really like to hear from you in the comments section as well. During the 6 months that I've been in the Philippines, I met a really nice Filipina girl, and her name is Ming. We hit it off with each other right from the very beginning, and I could tell that that she was very genuine, and her nature was very apparent from the very beginning as well. She often stops by the street food vendors before she comes over, and she picks up a lot of delicious and affordable meats and vegetables. And then when she gets over here, she cooks us up a really nice meal. Sometimes the meals that she cooks last us 2 or 3 nights, and that way we're able to stay within our budget. Also, if you come to the Philippines, you'll want to make sure that you stay away from the supermarkets because the prices there are so much higher than what you can find out on the street. I only go to the supermarkets when I need to buy certain things that I can't buy at the street markets, but you can get some, fresh fruits and vegetables and meat at the street markets, and this way you keep, your cost of living down. Our evenings together are really neat. After our meal, we'll settle down, we'll watch Netflix, and we'll get lost in a good movie or a TV series. And sometimes we just spend the evening together listening to music. I've introduced Ming to lots of American music that she hasn't heard before, and she really enjoys learning about new groups. She'll download the songs from these groups that she's just discovered on her phone, and she listens to them while she's working during the day. She's super sweet, and it's refreshing to know that her intentions are pure. In a world where misconceptions about Filipinas seeking foreign partners run rampant, she stands apart from all of them. She's never treated our relationship or our time together as a transaction, and she's never once asked me for money or gifts. I do give her money to buy food, and she does a great job of buying everything that she can and keeping the cost down for us. It's evident that she values our relationship, and she genuinely, she enjoys the time that we spend together. I didn't want to get into a serious relationship at the beginning when I first moved here, so we had a discussion, and she understands and respects the boundaries that we discussed when we first met. Sometimes after our evening together, she'll head back to her home, and then on other occasions she'll spend the night, and then she'll go home in the morning so she can get ready for work. She knows I'm still evaluating life here in the Philippines, and she knows where our relationship stands. For now, we're just two people from two different worlds, but we enjoy each other's company, and we both have a great time seeing where this journey leads us. She knows that I go out during the day, and then I also talk with other ladies, and she's fine with this for now, but I haven't really had any physical relationships with any other ladies during the time that I've been with her. I just made some new friends, and I haven't made up my mind yet what to do, but so far Ming is probably going to be the girl for me. It'd be really hard to find a girl like her, in the USA, and so I do feel that I'm pretty lucky, to have met her. So if you're a single guy and you want to retire in the Philippines on $1,000 a month with a Filipina girlfriend, I can tell you personally that you can do it. You just need to find the right girl who is sweet and one that doesn't really look at you like, you're going to be her personal piggy bank. There's a lot of really nice, girls out there, even in big cities like Manila. But you could find a ton of sweet girls in the provinces if you like living in the rural areas. And if you do get married to a Filipina girl here in the Philippines, don't ever bring her back to the USA. The USA has a way of corrupting women, and it usually doesn't turn out very well. As far as my expenses are concerned, I've settled into a really comfy studio apartment here in Quezon City, and it's a steal at $200 a month. My electricity is about $50 a month, and I don't really use aircon. I just, I use fans, and, I can take it. It gets hot and stuff at night and, humid, but, I can take it. And for food, I'm spending about $200 a month, and this is for two people. I don't really do any big supermarket hauls. I'm more into going to the markets, the street markets, and checking out all the street vendors, because you can get some really good fresh fruits and vegetables and some meat. It's just a really good experience, and you can cut down on your expenses by shopping on the streets there. Water costs me about $10 a month, and I've got a decent internet set up here for about $40. I bought a cheap motorbike, and I drive it every other day, and I spend about $50 a month on gas. Sometimes I'll go on some little rides to go out and explore, but I don't spend a lot of money on gas. And then the personal essentials that everybody needs during the month, things like toilet paper, the toiletries, toothpaste, stuff like that. That all adds up to about $15 a month. So adding it all up, my monthly expenses, they're right about $565. And then the rest of the money I have left over is just, spending money when I go out. And, living on $1,000 a month here in the Philippines, it's all about living smart and embracing the local, the charm of the Philippines and the street markets, and just truly enjoying all the good things that the Philippines has to offer without, blowing a lot of money on just junk. And like I say, if you don't go out and party, you're going to save a lot of money, and you don't need to party if you hook up with a nice girl, because, you're going to have fun. You don't need to do that. You can party at home with her, and it doesn't cost anything. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button. It really helps promote this channel so other people can find us. And please subscribe as well and hit the notifications bell so you could be alerted when our next video is released. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. And make sure you leave a comment in the comment section there. I'd like to hear if you're in the Philippines right now, or if you're thinking about going there, and what kind of relationships you have, because it's always interesting to hear other people's story. You guys take care. We'll see you next video.